Since time began, the mountains of the world have offered a challenge to man who felt he must climb them, if for no other reason than to prove he could win against the worst that nature had to offer. Pikes Peak, located in Colorado's Pike National Forest, is a towering example. Although the peak was discovered by Zebulon Pike over 100 years ago, the 14,000-foot giant remains a modern challenge to men and machines as they compete in the 4th of July Race to the Clouds. Smokey the Bear, representing the Forest Service, welcomes spectators and race drivers at the starting line, some 9,000 feet above sea level. Colorful race cars wait in the bright Colorado sun, while mechanics and drivers make last-minute checks of the all-important tires and safety equipment. Engines are tuned to a fine harmony. The three divisions of the race, stock, sports, and championship, attract many famous drivers. Here's stock car driver Paul Goldsmith, well known in Indianapolis, and Perennial Jones, who has won the Indianapolis 500 and the hill climb. There's Bobby Unser, who has won this race 7 times. World-famous racing figure J.C. Agajanian slides under the wheel of the official pace car, which is completely equipped with Gates Airfloat Supreme tires. The hill climb queen gives a wave, and off they go to clear the road. Thousands of spectators representing every state have arrived on the mountain the night before the race. The stock car division is ready to roll. Paul Goldsmith will be the first driver past the starter's block. The road's clear. Goldsmith digs out for the starting line. The official start is a quarter mile up the hill, giving the drivers a flashing, flying start in the race against time. The 12.5-mile course climbs over 5,000 feet and twists through 154 turns. The Pikes Peak hill climb is sanctioned by the United States Automobile Club and is actually rated the number 2 USAC race in the country. Definitely the number 1 hill climb. Rigid rules govern tire specifications and safety equipment. Each car is equipped with roll bars and has been stripped inside for maximum driver safety. Doors are welded shut. Here's Perennial Jones, the second stalker out. Perennial's off. There's no wasted motion here. The mark of the professional is evident during Perennial's 14 minutes and 19 seconds on the course. Sanborn from Cascade, Colorado gets away. The automatic transmission in his Plymouth has been the subject of a lot of controversy. It's the only one of its kind in the race, but Nick proves his point and slides through to finish 2 seconds ahead of Parnelli. Herb Shannon, Peoria, Illinois, takes the green flag in a whirl of dust, sideways. Notice how these professionals set up for each corner. They call this how to drift. They first turn away from the corner, then snap it back in for maximum torque out of the turn. Obviously, tires are of maximum importance here for traction and braking. Dave Pearson, Spartanburg, South Carolina. Other drivers call him a hot dog of the hill. Gets the green flag, and he's gone. Fritz Wilson, Arvada, Colorado, with Gates tires on every corner, starts his climb. Another driver wrecked this car yesterday. Fritz has had no practice on the gravel course. Gates tires have been selected by a majority of the drivers on the hill. One of the stars in Gates' outstanding line of premium tires is the Commando XT, a regular production tire ideally suited for the famous climb or wherever the going is rough. Mike Braun, St. Paul, Minnesota, is competing in his first hill climb. He's a little wide on that corner. Mike is another driver with Gates tires all around. He's followed by Bill Moxidon of Colorado Springs in a 1965 Dodge. Jeff Tosser from Boulder, Colorado makes his climb in a 1963 Ford. Johnny Morrow from Denver is the pilot of a Pontiac equipped with Gates tires. Good drift. Good rear end control. The winner's circle, or Glory Alley, is 14,110 feet up. Winning stalker Nick Sanborn is all smiles. Sports cars are next. Bud Tingelstad, who has driven the Brickyard at Indianapolis, is on the hill for the first time. Bud's car, a Chevy-powered Arciero Lotus, weighs less than 1,400 pounds. Too close on the corner. The second lost here could cost him the race. Mac Miller from Whittier, California, has been called the father of drag racing. He's won here at the Peak 5 times. Mac is his own mechanic. He tells the starting line officials to keep calm and cool. He snaps his Ford Cobra in gear, and he's gone. Mac's a professional. Beautiful control. Excellent drift. Nothing but blue sky up ahead, and the speedometer reads 100 miles per hour. Mac qualified in this car using Gates Commandos XTs. Chuck Frederick is next in a Ford Cobra similar to Axe. Young Bill Daniels, Colorado Springs, hangs his foot in the carburetor of a white Corvette. Gates Airfloat Supremes, another Gates production tire, on the front, and Commando XTs on the drive wheels. Jim Rowe, Scottsdale, Arizona, in a Canadian-built Chevy-powered Special, is on Commando XTs. Jim's a crowd pleaser. His time up the mountain gives him 5th place. Rookie Jeff Jacobson from Colorado Springs finds the corners rough and the course tough. The big championship cars are next. These are actually dirt track cars, specially equipped for the hill. That's dry ice Al Unser's crew is packing around his radiator to control a heating problem experienced during practice. Al gets the good wishes of his uncle, father, and mother before he looks for the fastest way up in his Ford-powered Harrison Special. And he finds that fast way to win the championship division. Charlie Lauderman, Colorado Springs, drives the birdcage car in which Al Unser won last year. This car cost nearly $40,000 to build. Wes Vandervoort combines Gates Commando XT tires. There's that unique tread design, and Gates V-belts to give him a competitive edge when his turn comes to go up the mountain. spectators are well dusted as the big championship cars roar by. Here's Dan Morgan, Rye, Colorado. He looked good in practice. That Forest Service road sign offers a good advice to race drivers and tourists. Near Devil's Playground, Morgan spins out. That's all for this year. Yes, Dan, it's a long walk down. Ted Foltz, who has been on this hill many times, gets a good start, but fails to make the top. Paul Kleinschmidt has a Cadillac engine in his big car. That's Paul going through the hairpin curves below Devil's Playground. The deep-throated rumble of the Offenhauser engine is heard only once on the hill this year. That's Roy Walker in the cockpit. Following the Indianapolis trend, Orville Nance is driving a rear-engine car, and he boots it up the hill in 13 minutes and 44 seconds. This car failed to finish last year. Next driver out in a championship car is Vern Root. He's got a Chevy power plant under that hood. Trouble on that turn. He lost time there. The old man of the mountain, Louis Unser, takes the green flag. Louis admits to 65, could be 70, but he knows this hill. He's been racing here for years and has won more times than any other driver. Contestants get off at 2-minute intervals. On a road where tourists are slow to 15 or 20, these drivers are clocked at speeds up to 125 miles per hour. They don't think about the thousands of feet of nothing just a tire track away from their wheels. Here's Malcolm Brazier. Next is Jack Kahn, Cheyenne, Wyoming. Then Bob Werner and Clark Yowell, both of Colorado Springs. Walt Miller relieves the tension by chewing an unlit cigar as he waits for the green flag. That mask is protection against the dust. That's Bobby Unser, last year's winner. Bobby had bad luck in his qualifying run this year. He's running better today and wins second in the championship division. Hank Davis from Colorado Springs is next to last in a Chevy-powered car. Slim Roberts, who slid off the lip, a driver's term for going off the road, and plunged 800 feet down the side of this mountain 2 years ago, is back again. And he closes out this year's hill climb as another race to the clouds goes into the records.